find the zone, and now it's Dax in for the steal on the Elder Dragon.
Tizamine had something to say about it though. The grand entrance shockwave is going to catch two, and it's going to end with
in the background. It's a little bit too late, too soon.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jacob, and we have got week 3 of OBL Season 2 tonight. And I've got a great guest. We've got Catsbee on us with the broadcast tonight, and we will be doing Old and Washed versus Fatmans Steakhouse.
That we certainly will be, and look, very keen, excited to see what these two teams have for us for tonight. And I mean, look, I think coming into a lot of these tournaments and, things like this, you get to see new faces, new names, some maybe potentially known in some in-houses communities. I mean, for myself, I can definitely say I'm aware of two very formidable players. You've got your typical Soltex and Reasons. Even then, I'm sure they yap amongst enough in the chat. But look, I mean, honestly, though, I'm sure this is going to be a pretty banger series, though. I wonder what's going to be given to us.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Like you said, there are a lot of well-known entities around tonight. And just to go through the list, so starting off with Fatmans Steakhouse, we've got King James Mike in the top lane, Yatsume in the jungle, Reasons playing mid lane, Aerodynamic in the ADC role, and Baki playing support. And on the side of, if I can find it, Old and Wash, we've got You Can Dream in the top lane, Soltex playing that jungle role, Veracity in the mid lane, Selfish in the ADC role, and Golden Features rounding it off with support. Yeah, they've got some key picks going around, top to bottom, and it'll be great to see them pull those out tonight.
Yeah, it's like I was like doing a little bit of like just slight little digging right now in the OPLGG, and I mean I think most role, kind of have a pretty somewhat potential, equal, like I should say, counterpart. I mean, I feel like maybe in the top lane, I'm very keen to see, I feel like it's going to be a pretty big performance for You Can Dream, having to come up against, looking at King. But I mean, look, even then, I'm trying to see what some of these people play, and it's very interesting to see, like, at this current point of time. I mean, you can see a lot of heavy bruises for potentially what's going to be shown up on the top side. So very keen to see probably what's going to be a typical 20-minute, we're just going to sit in top lane, farm for 20 minutes, and then get that one team fight out and actually show up there. But I think, I feel like jungle is probably going to be very big key importance for tonight's game, I'm going to think. Like, if I was to have a potential guess, I feel like that's where I'm putting my money on for both teams. Jungle has to be the one to flourish.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Definitely, there might be a bit of a gap in the top lane if You Can Dream does not pull everything out, and that jungle matchup is going to be key. It's going to be super important. Soltex versus Yatsume, and yeah, let's have a look at some of the champs being played by them. Soltex, as we know, he's got a very, very large champion pool. There's a lot of different ones. Up there we've got Zinzao, Nefari, Jarvan, and even that Ivern that he always goes on about, how he loves playing Ivern. Not too sure we'll see that tonight, but you never know. And then for Yatsume, we've got the J4 as well. Stuff like the Lee Sin and the Shen. A bit more non-standard, but definitely could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, Shen jungle can definitely provide a lot of utility, and I mean, you can even, if you're going to go something very hyper-focus on a particular carry, I mean, Shen is kind of going to be one of those main key counterparts that can quite literally disrupt a fight, or even better yet, provide quite literally all that support that's quite exceptionally needed. And I mean, for most, counter matchups, I mean, Shen doesn't have overly too much of a, I guess you could say, like, you wouldn't really deem it like there's a champion that counters Shen more in the jungle, just maybe in the terms of maybe clearing speed. But I mean, when the game just kind of continues to go, it doesn't really show too much. But I mean, Mid though, mid seems to be. I mean, because I'm also looking at mid lane in the terms of velocity. I'm very interested to see what velocity is, going to pull up a little bit in these mid games. Because I mean, if I'm not mistaken, these are fearless drops.
Verocity,
And once you,
Verocity's actually
oh,
not playing tonight. It's going to be their
oh,
sub,
gonna
just
be.
been informed. So
Oh, who's playing?
it's not English, their name, so I'm not too sure. I'm just going to go with Core, which is their hashtag KOR. And they are a Masters mid laner. And looks like a lot of Silas, a lot of Ari, and yeah, I think Silas, Ari, and Zoe are what we're probably working with. A bit of Aurora as well. Kind of standard, a couple of Rise games thrown around in there. So something a bit different. We won't be seeing Veracity this time.
Yeah, no, we won't. All right, so that's going to be getting replaced. Well, then that's gonna. I was going to say, well, then that kind of like changes, I guess, potentially, the mid lane matchup conversation. Because I was going to say, I'm not well and truly to known, what potentially Rossi could pull up on the sleeve, but we won't really need to talk about that now, will we? And I mean, look, because I mean, you've got Reasons. I mean, looking at Reasons seems to be very heavily focused on a lot of those mages. I mean, you've got the Victor, you've got the Syndra, even pulling out, quite recently a little bit of the Anivia. I mean, Anivia is still in a fairly, strong aspect right now. Can kind of just, I guess you could say they hit level 6, right? And then all they do is farm the lane out, keep that tempo push up. And which, I mean, look, for almost every other mid laner that is potentially available, not many champions are there to kind of answer against it.
Yeah, Anivia is so relevant right now. I mean, you can play it top lane, mid lane, and support pretty much at this point. Not that I think it's going to be anywhere else but mid lane, but definitely, the potential is there for something to be moved around.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the support players? Moving on to that one.
Yeah, I mean, looking for the support players, I mean, quite literally, they're both almost are exactly identical, and I mean that in the terms of they both seem fairly confident to be able to play those enchanter picks. But I mean, even then, we've noticed some of the patch changes quite recently, where they're kind of nerfing a little bit of that oh gosh, I'm forgetting the summoner's name. I'm just going to call it Airy. That's the one. Airy did cop a little bit of a nerf. We're noticing Aftershock as well got a bit of a buff as well. So we could probably start seeing a little bit more of what these two champions seem to be a little bit more comfortable with, which seems to be these engages. Some of them we've got Rel on the line for the side of Baki, which, I mean, I have experienced it in the solo queue. It is a bit of a absolute madhouse here. And I think, we are talking a lot about champs right now. And speaking of champs, I think we started actually dropping into champ select at the moment.
We have indeed. And also the mid lane that's playing for Olden Washed is actually Harry D. That is, that's what he goes by.
Makes sense. That
for
makes
real,
sense
so.
now.
Here we go. Heard the name as well. And it is going to be the Xin Zhao getting first picked here by Olden Wash. That's going straight into the hands of Soltex. He will be very proficient in piloting that one. And we're looking to, he's comfortable on it, so no issues blind picking it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look, Xin Zhao is a very safe jungler in the terms of most blind picks because, I mean, they were clearly looking at the option of not wanting to first pick Karma. And I mean, I would imagine, red side, they're already hovering around with the Jarvan. I mean, Jarvan, again, is another, like, simple jungle pick that you can kind of put in blind. And we're already seeing a hover on an Ashe. I'm a bit interested by that because, I mean, I guess it depends on Olden Wash look at that Seraphine side. I mean, look, our Ashe Seraphine is still fairly strong and I guess potentially relevant right now. But because I mean, Naught's not on the board anymore, so Naught's gone. You're not really going to have anyone to kind of, I guess you could say, counter and engage. But I mean, look, we'll see what Olden Wash are going to respond to.
It is relevant, but you'd think at this point most teams have gotten used to it and would know there's a possibility. And the response is going to be the Caitlyn down to the ADC for Olden Washed. Is selfish, a bit more range in the Ashe, and looks like Nico is going to be the support picked up.
Yeah.
And engaged support, but in some regards with the root, but not going to be using Aftershock, that's for sure.
I mean, look, certainly won't. And I mean, But I mean, when you start to nerf a little bit a couple of the enchanters, this is where you start getting your, your range engages. So, I mean, Nico definitely will certainly be a little bit of a power spike here. And look, we're currently already seeing that Seraphine, which was something that I guess you determine, right? It's like, are we gonna
Yeah.
look to either denying them, or are we just gonna let them have it? And look, they're gonna let them have it, but they have to respect with some of these bans. And we're
Yeah, I
noticing Mel's
reckon.
going away, which is good.
It is not going to be played in the mid lane at all. Maybe Harry D is quite the Mel player. Soraka is going to get banned against them.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting rid of Raka. Are they not potentially expecting it to be a Seraphine in the support aspect? Is
Seraphine
what's,
mid lane, maybe?
Yeah,
What they think?
I mean, it could potentially be. I'm like, I've not very much seen a Seraphine mid in a little while. Not to say it can't not still be played.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Reason's
I
going to
guess
have to drop a lot of beats if he wants to make that one work.
yeah, quite literally. And I mean, we're now noticing the Rise being taken away as well. So, Fatman not also wanting to put Harry on that Rise pick as well.
Yeah, yeah. And real quick, while they figure out their last ban, looks like the draft we've been sent has got Fatmans Steakhouse labeled as FSH. Their abbreviation is GPS officially, and in case you wanted to know, Catsbee, that stands for garlic prawn sauce, which is the sauce of choice at Fatman's Steakhouse. Bit of information for you. Fun fact.
The fun fact info is certainly a nice iteration there, and I mean, I'll honestly say I wouldn't be necessarily against that kind of combination anyways for a
No,
sauce.
no,
I mean,
not at
honestly,
all.
like it's actually pretty nice. And I mean, we're speaking a little bit about cooking, and I mean, with cooking, you've got someone that breathes fire here. I mean, we've already got Ornn currently on the pickup hover as well, so it looks like King's going to be taking that, which is, I think, a bit of a snatch and grab potentially away for the side of You Can Dream, because I mean, You Can Dream had a bit of it in his OPL GG when looking at it. So yeah, it looks like they're gonna deny him that and take it for themselves. And we're seeing a Wukong. Could this maybe be Xin Zhao top and Wukong jungle?
It could be. It could also be both ways. I've seen quite a few Wukongs top recently, and now the Shen is going to get picked as well too. So I have no idea really where any of Olden Wash's players are going at this point. It could be Nico mid, Shen support, Caitlyn ADC, and then combination of Wukong, Xin Zhao top or jungle. Yeah, I'm pretty confused to be honest.
I'm thinking if I was to potentially have a choice, I feel like Wukong jungle. I feel like Wukong might be sitting in the jungle aspect. Now that we're seeing a Hui, it could be Xin Zhao mid. I mean, I have seen Zed being picked up a little bit recently in the mid lane aspect. More often in top, though, if you were to, let's say, not throw him in jungle. But I feel like, for a Shen Ornn matchup top side, it's pretty relatively quite even in that aspect. Like, it is pretty even aspect. But yeah, I'm very much as confused as you, really, in the terms of really who are we going to properly lock in. But look, I'm sure we'll see that when we load into game. That's guaranteed. But yeah, I don't know. I'm actually, I can't tell. I really can't.
Yeah, and neither can Fatman's Steakhouse right now. I can see them asking in the client chat where the champ's going. So yes, that's why we have a 20 draft, and the players will be getting into that quite shortly. And we'll be able to find out that then.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we certainly will. And I mean, looking at both comps, you've kind of got Old and Wash that are very much we're going in and we're not really getting out. A lot of their champions have very strong engage, but not much disengage, to be quite frank, compared to Fat Man, where they can kind of make a choice on how they want to operate. You've kind of got the Hui buff that, grants great movement speed if you wish to use that to, walk your team out as a line. You've got the Seraphine Ash, which is just completely obnoxious, I will be quite frank, but they work very well together in the terms of, hey, can we either insta root someone, to cause that engage? But then again, it's also used exceptionally well as a disengage tool. I mean, I feel like Jarvan pairs up very well with Ornn to a certain extent. I mean, the Cataclysm, that Jarvan will provide, yes, it'll lock a target, but it's not really going to put Ornn in anywhere aspects. But hopefully, maybe that Call of the Forge might cause that disruption. But yeah, I mean, look, enough about me kind of talking a lot about these comps. What's your intake of it? If we're seeing these drafts the way that they are right now, who are you kind of leaning towards? What's giving you that little burning itch?
I mean, as you said, reasons for Fatmans, very competent on comfortable on those control mages, and Hui can take over a game if he gets ahead early. Does a ton of damage, and if the Ornn can provide that front line, and the Jarvan can provide the engage as well as the Seraphine, and let Hui get his spell rotations off without any interruption, it'd be pretty detrimental for Old and Wash if they don't shut him down quite quickly.
I mean, I certainly can't disagree with that. I mean, I feel like, yeah, I mean, I feel it kind of works in two ways. I mean, we're still in that somewhat of an era where, there's a lot of heavy, prioritization in the bot side. So whether they either potentially get the aspect of shutting down the Ashe and the Seraphine, and, maybe they get the Caitlyn online, I mean, they feel like in the terms of Alden Wash, I find their win con is very heavily, to me, kind of reliant on this Caitlyn pick, or really just the bot lane matchup in general. Like, I feel like if you're gonna, because they have the recipe for stay tanky, and in most cases, I mean, you've got the Shen's ultimates, that's gonna be a tremendous boost. You've got
Yeah.
the Nico that, yeah, when the blossom blooms, it can snatch quite a bit of a large target. And then you've got the pair up between the Wukong and Xin Zhao. They relatively can walk very quickly together when they do find that engage. But yeah, it's just I'm still very yeah, and I'm still a little bit pulled back as to what they have drafted, but I'm sure there's a reason to why they've drafted this. And look, I guess I'm still pumped to when they do pull this into the pick and when we get into the rift and see how that will actually flow through. But I will kind of have to agree with you. I'm a little bit more favorable on the side of Fatman potentially here for game one. I feel like their draft, kind of a little bit from top to bottom, is a lot more cleaner
Yeah.
than I guess when I'm looking at Old and Wash. But if they do fall behind, this is where it's going to be a bit difficult for them to get really back in, though.
It is. It's definitely the standard, and it looks like I've got confirmed positions for you.
Mhm.
It is Shen top lane,
Yep.
Wukong jungle, and Xin Zhao mid. So that's what we're working with.
That is what we're working with, and
Yep.
I kinda, in a way, got it
Is
right.
this
If I'm
like
not gonna be
AP static
wrong.
Shiv AP Xin Zhao mid thing going on?
I mean, it could be. I mean, I still don't know how fully relative it it's always relative. I mean, almost it's kind of guaranteed purchase in almost in what any game mode you play in League of Legends. But it's still one of those things where I haven't fully seen it enough in the mid lane show. But I mean, but if I look into a Hui, it's kind of one of those aspects where I feel like Hui in a way can kind of still can take control of the mid lane, It's like, yes, sure, I'm Xin Zhao. I can, if I land my W, I'll be able to jump in. But Hui just has the ability to either, well, you can claw them, you can choose to fear them. I mean, it's kind of guaranteed a fear lock on anybody that dashes to you, right? It's like almost a point and click ability.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like potentially if they do focus on that heavy mid side, which look, mid could be that prioritized. I mean, you were talking about it a little bit earlier, since Reasons is so confident on these control mages. If they were to look at shutting him down, that could be potential play for them to get into the mix of things.
Yeah. That is it. And we've just got the spectator delay on right now, so just a couple minutes till we get a match. And I actually think the shirt I'm wearing has got play on the back of it, because I'm wearing the 2025 MSI shirt right now, and I'm pretty sure it's got way on the back.
Oh, there you go.
In the colorful, like, orange, purple, yellow stuff. I'll have to check later. That could be
Oh,
fun.
that'll be certainly good. I mean, there is still. I mean, we still of course got time. There's still so much to be here, but I mean, I guess for Old and Wash though, I'm understanding what we're kind of picking in the terms of, well, I can only predict where they're going to go role wise, but I'm still just trying to vision really how they get online.
Yeah,
This is the
and
thing that I'm a little bit.
I was
I mean,
gonna
you
say
got
I
the
think
Stand
you can
United, right?
dream.
Mm? Yeah,
I
yeah,
was I, I
yeah.
was
With you can
I was
dream, yeah,
gonna say actually I meant to say Golden Features. I was gonna say I feel like a lot on him to perform
yeah,
on the Nico, as it's not something I've seen him much on or can see
yep.
him playing much. And Nico is such a playmaker, just in the champ's nature. So if Golden Features does not get that Nico to actually make plays, it's gonna feel really, really bad throughout all points of the game, pretty much.
I mean, it's going to be very true. I do feel like it's going to be heavily reliant on the Nico to really show up with these team fights. But even with the Wukong pair as well, like I really feel like if we're not getting to the carry that we need to get on, it does spell disaster quite literally already. You know, for Olden Wash, like it will literally be disastrous. But but then I'm also thinking the potential 6 power spikes that does come from them. I do find maybe if we were to see that first level 6 fight, I might look at Olden Wash to potentially be a little bit more stronger there, and that's because you got the roam capability from the Stand United from the Shen that will be able to provide there. You got the Cyclone Strike, which is an exceptional knockup feature. Pairing that up with the Nico ult, and then you've either got the Crescent Guard, which just makes Xin Zhao naturally tanky. It could
Yeah.
potentially be enough for maybe if we look at that early dragon, because I mean that could potentially be their focus, right? Trying and snatch those early dragons, and try and slow down the scaling for the side of Fatman. But I mean, but even then, Fatman have the capabilities to global range anywhere they kind of want. And speaking of globaling in, we are now finally loading into the game.
Yeah, we are indeed, and I just need to switch up a couple things quickly. If I can find the right client
Yeah.
and change my screen to be normal people size. And I need to turn on the visibility thing. Chat and objective timers. Turn it off.
No, it's fine. And I mean, we're looking like we're getting a pretty
Change it.
typical clearing here. For most of these people. Bum, bum, bum. Look at that. We've
Yeah,
got
that
letters
is
flying on the screen, people moving to their
peak
respective
quality.
areas. And speaking of this though, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of gotta like the skeleton man on his gaming chair, I'll be honest. Like
Yeah,
kind
it's
of liking
pretty
it. They're
groovy.
really emphasizing the old and wash aspect, I'm into this.
Yeah, they're taking it aboard and they are embracing it.
No, they certainly
Okay.
are.
Alright, I think I have got everything sorted now, but please, if anybody notices something's amiss, let me know. We do not have any observer, it's just me.
It's just him, but I'm sure you're doing an exceptional job here. It's like as long as you get things in.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, look, I'm totally not sitting here trying to remember certain ability names. I think we're talking about it earlier, and I'm kind of going, oh, what's some of these names here? And I mean, the bot lane at the moment, I mean, I'm going to be laning the E there onto the Seraphim, which Barky's going to have to pop that early heal for, which already we're seeing a sum being burnt this early into the game.
See, yeah, I was going to say, that's the expertise I need, though, because you just knew it was an E. I'd just call everything a Q, because that's probably what it is half the time, and hope I'm correct. Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
But
Oh,
yes.
fine. We learn, right? I mean, that's how we get in there.
Well, it's good that Seraphim's being played, as that was the last champion I actually looked up to figure out what the ability names were. So now I know one of them is Beat Drop and one of them is Encore. So I'll have to look out for that one later on. Like past of the game maybe last week, and I just didn't know any of them. So as Xin Zhao goes in, and there's that fleet you spoke about, just pretty much instant on the engage.
That they certainly are. Going a little bit of a damage control here on the bot side. I mean, we've seen heal being used up by Golden. We've got Arrow now having to flash and barrier away, which is just tremendous. This isn't really what GPS are wanting at the moment for this so early into the game. Fatmans, they don't want to be losing this hard so early, but I mean, Reason though is currently getting caught up at the moment here, but we do have Jarvan on the engage for the EQ, which will be landing onto Harry D. Harry D, I don't know if you're going to be able to get away here. One more is going to be striking, which that is now happening. Reason's going to be getting first blood for himself, and I think we're already going to say Soltex. What's happening with the jungle diff here?
Yep, that was a easy first blood for Fatmans Steakhouse. That was the steak and sauce all in one for them. Say that all night.
Some will say a GPS, the garlic prawn sauce. That's what they're saying, right?
Yep, that
all
is.
in.
I mean, you can't
Here,
pour
right?
yourself a sauce and then not give the sauce out.
I mean, this is true, but I mean, we've got Baki, right? So we've got Baki on Seraphine, yet no like dumpling skin. Like there's no like where's the chef type theme? We did just release a whole branch, right? Like we're gonna see
we
any
got
of
the
them
pasta makers.
But I mean, we've still got no sums on the bot side. I mean, Soltex still hasn't made himself fully, around in the I guess you could say in the jungle ganking department. So it seems like maybe they're wanting to look for that level 6 potential aspect. I mean, Harry D though doesn't land the W onto that, so Reasons is just going to be able to kind of get this free poke here. But at the moment though, we're getting a very, very heavy push up here at the moment. I mean, they're going to be used successfully here. Traps are being dropped down there with the Caliber's net. Will they be able to land the Q, though, which will they'll flash away? The Baki will not be landing that stun through, so Kalen's going to get themselves a kill trade-off in there. Another E landing from the side of Nico. Q lands, but it will not be able to slay Baki at the moment. Fear from Reasons coming into the mid for the Q, and we did see Yatsun as well rocking up in that bot side, but he was just a little bit too late to help support his bot side there.
So they go even. It is 1-1 all around. That Caitlyn is getting ahead like she has to if Owen and Wash want to, have a good chance at this game.
It's the chances that they're going to try, but I mean, look, it's just one of those things where they're going to look for that aspect here. I mean, Reason's getting currently flash engaged at the moment. I mean, Baki also flash shields up around. And I mean, we're seeing another gank on the mid side at the moment. But I think Harry's probably just going to be able to escape there. But another potential all-in just couldn't snag it. I mean, right now we've got You Can Dreams potentially copied a bit of damage. Call of the Forge going to get used up here. Knock-ups landing. It could be so close here. You Can Dream. Can you escape? Does flash away. And they will be keeping themselves alive in that little skirmish topside.
Lots of sums being used all around as Go On Features is trying to get some vision in that bush, and that Ignite just did not tick enough onto Reasons. Managed to stay alive on that one, but that Xin Zhao is going to be yankable. No sums, and he'll be trying to push up, so need to play a bit more carefully now. Not really a farm under tower camp though, I don't think, at least.
I mean, I think for most of these bot sides, they can kind of farm on tower if they kind of wish, but I mean, still currently going to need to see a little bit of action there from Soltex. I mean, he's now level 6 here, and they're going to be looking for that early dragon, so that's going to get started up here. I think Yatsun's going to be respecting that, because I know we don't really see them coming onto that bot side, but You Can Dream's going to land the taunt over the wall, but I think Yatsun should just kind of be able to walk out here. He'll take the grump, but maybe nothing more. I wish my top laners would save my jungle camps like this.
Yeah, it would be nice, but just don't have that communication in solo queue, unfortunately. Well, you got pings, but when does that work?
This is true, and I mean, if I question mark ping hard enough, I'll just watch someone currently disconnect from my game. You Can Dreams come a little bit of damage here. Does land up to Torn here at the moment. So King's just kind of going to be able to poke around as he can. And I mean, his passive, though, just does percentage. So it's just the Brittle. No, Brittle's Braum. But I mean, here, though. I mean, Reason's going to be copping a little bit of damage at the moment. Does he to pop off the Spiraling Despair? He's trying to turn this around at the moment. Harry D does land the W. Could engage in 2 seconds, which will now be happening here. That's Arrow on the bot side, which is going to be cleansed up. Q does land onto Bucky, as now Arrow is trying to see if they can do anything to turn it around, but I don't think they can. And we're just seeing absolute carnages at the moment, and we're only 8 minutes in.
Yeah, there's traffic in all 3 lanes, as it is. Yeah, I think flashes are being used as soon as they come off timer right now. Harry D had to go in to even try to secure the cooldown and Reasons. You know, paid for it in the end, but it was a good call to go in anyway. I mean, he wasn't going to make it out alive, and You Can Dream might not make it out alive again, as King James goes unstoppable. Taunt does land, but Flash N does take the final order to take You Can Dream down. As I said, just again, Flash is being used instantly.
Quite literally. I mean, it's just the game of who can flash quickly, you know? And I mean, the cleanse on the bot side was very well there onto the Encore. Sorry, Crystallized Arrow, sorry. I was going to say, how Bucky's not even level 6 yet. But I mean, Reason's going to get a little bit of poke here. W does not land from Harry D, so just going to have to play it back here at the moment. But now they're trying to go in for a little bit of a fight here. We do have the Blossom. Pop Bloom is now blooming onto 2 targets here. Exceptional Cyclone is going to be claiming 2 targets. Claw's not going to be able to do anything. And it is just absolutely a wipe from the side of Olden Wash right now, as they're just trying to keep this game in their favor, which they're doing exceptionally well right now to keep it going.
This might be that level 6 you were talking about now that, you know, Nico and Caitlyn both ticked over and they used it effectively.
They certainly have. And I mean, we just kind of witnessed the combo there. I mean, Golden Features got the Pop Blossom, you know, onto 2 main key targets, which was onto Yatsun and Reasons, and that's quite exceptionally what they're needing to do there. And I mean, this top side is just a little bit of a typical tanks beating each other up for a little bit here, seeing who can they prop their grass first. But I mean, King might be able to turn it very soon to their favor. Does land the knock up. There's still a big wave. I'm sure that should start to close down now. I'm sure they'll start to close down.
For sure. I mean, I've at least been noticing a lot of general chat recently regarding the output of damage from Ornn. King James is trying to prove it, going back in on the You Can Dream. He's going to taunt him in result.
He certainly can. I mean, might need to be careful here. I mean, his Call of the Forge is coming up very soon, which I think was being used at the moment, which I don't think got knocked up, but we did see that ultimately get used on top side. But You Can Dream still alive here, and now we're just getting a little bit of vision control. I mean, Dragons still aren't up till another hot minute. So, I mean, look, they're trying to keep the visions up there at the moment, and maybe looking for something mid here, maybe onto Harry, but waves are still being pushed, so I don't think we're going to get much more there, as Golden Features might be the target at the moment. They're going to get the Cataclysm landing on through. We do have the Encore coming in, which is going to be landing on the Clone and Nico himself, and that's going to be Reasons claiming another shutdown at the moment. That is someone that you're not wanting to put the money against for the side of Olden Wash. You're kind of doing it for free at the moment. They knew they were there. I don't think they respected it or noticed it.
No, perhaps not. And Reasons will take that gold and continue on to trying to buy that first item. Probably going to get it as he does recall now. See a few items coming through. Got the Triforce for Wukong.
I mean, yeah, we are into that stage of first items coming on
that's
now.
the Blackfire Torch.
Yeah. Reasons claim that with the Oblivion Orb as well, so they clearly have the Xin Zhao aspect on lockdown at the moment. I mean, because we've also got Harry D clocking in with a Gunblade first item. So, not something I was expecting, but something that is now coming out alive. We've got Sundered Sky, and at the moment, yeah, we've got Spiraling Despair landing onto the Xin Zhao, but they're not going to be really noticing it, but a beautiful Crescent Guard to knock back away, as now Soltek's going to try and take this fight into his favor, which he certainly will. And we've got bot lane arriving here as well. The flash onto Yatsun to get himself away here will be enough, but Dragon has also just started to spawn there.
Looks like Dragon going over again to Olden Wash. They're going to take that priority and take that Wind Dragon. The Cloud Drake, sorry. Messed that one up.
Wind, Cloud, I'm sure, same the same. No, at the end of the day, no one really likes it.
Close enough.
I mean, that's all you need to do, you know? And it's going to be an Ocean Drake. This is going to be Soul. That's going to be the Soul for this one, which I think both teams are going to be very happily, you know, wanting. But we might maybe see a potential dive on top side at the moment. We've got Harry D coming through on the river. Yeah, they're respecting it. They see it through the pink. I'm not going to let it happen.
They do indeed hit that control ward on the banana bush. Spot out.
It is spotting out. And I mean, look, I feel like for the bot lane CS, actually, we're looking at the differences between Arrow and, oh gosh, I need to quickly pull up the scratch pad note. One moment, please. It's Arrow and Selfish, right? That's who it was?
Yeah,
Selfish.
Selfish.
Yeah,
Yep.
yes. That's it. I'll remember it. I'll start to remember it a little bit more better. But I was going to say, yeah, already looking at the CS lead, we've got, obviously, we've got 2 kills on the side for Selfish, but then we've also got a 40 CS lead as well already.
Yeah, I did not notice that CS lead.
Early into the game. I was going to say,
2,000
yeah,
gold lead. Yep, wow.
that's the 2K yikes, which really, if we're looking at the total gold, right, it's literally what Olden Wash is ahead for. You know, they're ahead by 2K, and 2K is on that Caitlyn, and that's what they're wanting.
Yep, that's that tilt over upper class paying off. I can afford the private school tuition, and Caitlin's
yeah.
gonna be happy with that one. Selfish is proven his namesake, taking all the gold. Brute goes wide from Nico.
Could go wide, but I'm going to flash engage here onto now Barky at the moment. Is going to have to flash away here. Soltex up on the line by himself. Does pop another cyclone ability, which is leading to a beautiful double cataclysm into the Encore ultimate here. But I mean, we did also notice Reasons dying on the top side. Cole the Forge God's going to get used up here. Harry's now claimed double kill for himself. Gets knocked up at the moment. The Stand United. Will the Shen be able to arrive? Yes, he will. As now we've got Shellfish absolutely monster diving on the bot side at the moment. You Can Dream gets their first kill of the game. And this fight, I'm sorry, Harry kind of leading the charge for his team and turning it around with Selfish making I think of a Wild Turtle play. If anyone knows what Wild Turtle is, I don't know if that's how old I am.
Inform us, please.
Well, Wild Turtle's one of those 80 carry players. Once upon a time, was always very aggressive and would make flash over walls to really turn a fight around. And I mean, we kind of saw that in that just last fight there, you know, flashed over the wall, landed the Q onto 2 primary targets, and just kind of had our own 2v1 experience. But then we also had the Harry show, having a 1v3 experience, and I mean, yeah, we're seeing that at the moment. This Xin Zhao's definitely proven to be a bit more effective than what I was thinking originally in the mid side, I'm going to have to say, actually.
Gunblade coming up big. I mean, what makes a blade better than adding a gun to it? That spear is just on fully automatic mode right now.
How's Xin Zhao even activate it, you know? If you're holding that large of a spear, how are we firing the bullet? I just don't know how it's happening, but it certainly
trigger
is.
in the grip or something. Who knows?
It has to be. I mean, I'm sure if I'm trying to remember. I think it's like Soul Eater. I think they have like aspects like that where, you know, they forge the weapon, and like it has like a gun point at the same time of it being just a giant scythe. It's all these other weapons that they have in there. But anyways, It's getting a little bit off topic here as we've got Golden. Nope, that's it. That was it.
That's all.
Nothing there. Just letting the ward go. Have it be.
Choosing not to overextend in Batman's jungle. Probably the right idea, to be fair.
I mean, it certainly is. I mean, you know, he didn't really have like a jungle like in his pocket to kind of help out if they were to clear that ward. So it certainly is, yeah, the right choice to respect it. And again, you know, they were looking for another priority on this Harry D fella down bot side, but I mean, he's currently, you know, already pushed in. It's recalling away, so you know, Fatman not going to be able to find that sneaky target that they were trying to look at. But I'm noticing that's where they're putting a lot of their resources against, you know, to try and stop. But it hasn't really worked out too much here at the moment.
Old and Washed have also got every objective so far. All 3 grubs, Rift Herald, well as those 2 dragons that we did see.
I was going to say, yeah, they did. And, you know, when grubs had quite literally spawned, they quite literally, you know, Soltex was already on it, like when it had honestly spawned, when they had a little bit of that fight bot side. But I mean, Dragon is spawning, and it looks like there maybe they should start looking to potentially contest in here at the moment.
Batman want to fight it.
I mean, yeah, Fatman won it, and Alden Wash are also saying, hold on, we want to also reply too. We have the Herald in the mid, we have Chen claiming topside, and now we've got Harry D going in for the fight at the moment. Cola Forge Gold's going to get used up. He claims onto one target. We've got Golden Feature taking down here. Caitlyn is currently alone on this front side here, as now Despair is just going to be blowing up the Wukong, as now it is still a very close fight here. Here we go. Reasons, this is all on you for your side of the team here. We've got Harry D going for the engage onto King. Could happen. The knock-up is exceptional with the Seraphine abilities, but the Crescent Card's going to keep himself a little bit tankier as he just goes from full to now... Sorry, he goes from quarter to now full HP. Reason's got no mana, and this is, again, another Harry show on these fights, and... For what was looking potentially in Fatman's favor, is not looking too much, as now You Can Dream is still low here. You can die from Bucky, but Gromp gets that last auto and says, "G'day, I'm going to go back into my jungle."
5v5 to 3v3 to 2v2, and no dragon is taken. That was a very even fight, pretty much up until the end. Yeah, a pretty good team fight all around.
Honestly, it had me like so stun-struck. You know, you had Golden Feature fighting off two members. You had Soltex as well doing the same thing. And then it was like, it starts off 5v5, but Cataclysm grabs 2 targets. Then we've got Wukong knocking up 2 targets. We also had Caitlyn going mad mode on the top side before, you know, they're entering in. And it was just, honestly, everyone giving it their absolute best. I mean, Reasons trying to keep his team on his shoulders at the moment, but it just, you know, it's just not paying out in that last bit of the fight. Harry, though, doing exceptional work, I'm going to say, for this Xin Zhao pick.
Yeah, super work. Gonna get the Nashu's Tooth second now. Must have a bit of a lead over Reasons. Yep, about 600 gold. And that gold, yeah, 4,000. Yeah, man. Well, what can we say? Built over investments at this point, as You Can Dream trying to get away from Reasons there. But that Caitlyn is so big.
I mean, it exceptionally is, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're Fatmans right now, like how do you try and turn the game in your favor? Because I feel like it's, I'm going to be honest, you know, you're already 3 dragons down. You're full 1-tier turrets down as well, heading into half HP for most of your tier 2s. It's just kind of slowly, I find, getting a little bit out of their potential chance to keep this game alive for this first matchup at the moment.
Starting to look that way. Reasons has to get that Leandre that he's looking for, or needs to get an upgrade on him as well too, to help him get out a bit more damage. And unfortunately, aerodynamics, those arrows are, you know, they're melting before they hit the targets right now. 0-3 and 3, just not feeling it.
Yeah, it's really not, but you know, we'll see what we're looking for. And I mean, this could be, the chickens are going to be taken away. Poor Yatsun just quite literally just had to watch his entire bot side get taken away from him. Now his top side's being taken away from him.
Down 2 levels as well.
Yeah, it's starting to look pretty dire. But, I mean, look, if we kind of saw how the fight was, you know, when it was before the dragon, it still showed, you know, that potential shimmer of light. That maybe they could turn something in their favor, but it's still, though, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of looking a bit dark and gloomy for them, honestly, but still not out yet. Still not out. And I mean, look, we're only game 1.
It is only game 1. Best of 3 fearless, so good news is if you hate these champs, you won't have to watch them again for the next one. Accidentally bumped my mouse. We'll go back into spectator in 1 second. There we go. Luckily, no one died.
No one died. No, but we're getting more ward controls. You know, more ward controls coming on out at the moment, and Golden's going to be copping that kind of bit of damage after here. I mean, Reasons could get a bit of a snatch and grab here, which he certainly has. The swag flag comes on in to try and KS, but Reason says, sorry, Yatsun, I'm going to be taking that kill again. But it was a very nice catch against Golden there.
Good catch indeed. Kind of, picks up that Leandre's now as well too. Bit more burn. Double burn actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite literally the burn combo. I guess it's pretty typical for Hui's to be building this. And I mean, when you've got three, moderately tanky people such as the Shen, Wukong, and Xin Zhao, it's just gonna add a little bit on top to try and burn them out. But I mean, I still feel like Old and Wash aren't really pushing things too much, and I just mean in terms of for their lead, they're kind of just grabbing waves, taking their time, kind of doing what they want, but that's because it is in their tempo. They kind of can still control the game kind of how they would like.
And if you're going to call yourselves Old and Wash, you'd probably take things pretty slow as well. This feels on target for him.
I'm surprised they're still awake. I thought they'd be in bed by now.
Exactly. Now, I hope none of them are playing from New Zealand. It's a bit late there right now.
Oh yeah, it would be. Like they're what, 5 hours? 5 hours ahead, I think, aren't they? Something like that. Be like what?
2 hours of AEST, I think. 2 or 3, I think, depending on daylight savings. I don't know about you,
yes. Yes, Tram. I'm thinking of my typical Western Standard Time.
Yeah, you're behind me as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not really a part of Australia. We're there, but we're not really there. If there's any states using WA here, but I mean, we did get a little bit of a potential. Cold the Forge going to get used up at the moment here. Will it be knocking up no one? No, it won't. Golden is going to be able to back away there, but I mean, we can see You Can Dream pushing topside at the moment, kind of for free. And do they kind of let this dragon go? Don't know yet, as Cataclysm's going to get used up here. The fear does not land from the side of Reasons, but Reasons is also pretty low for this fight in the terms of mana. We do have the tower. Top tower being taken down here. As now the Crescent Guard is going to be knocking up to 3 beautiful targets here. As now they're trying to back it on away. Cyclone's striking along many targets here. As now 2 are going to be falling here. Potentially onto the 3. The 3rd target's down. We've got Soltex on a double kill here. And they are trying to run for the hills, Fat Man. You need to grab that plant. Can you grab it? Yes, you can. Soltex clones over the wall, but it is just absolutely disaster for the side of Fatmans Steakhouse, as Old and Wash are just going to be washing away for this last dragon.
Yeah, that's 3 steaks for the price of 0, as 3 of them, 3 Fatmans Steakhouse players go down. Dragon goes over to Old and Wash. It's going to be soul for them. Double kill for Soltex. And that's, Soltex grabbing a soul point. Feeling great about that. Going to grab the blue buff as well too, just cleaning them out. All you can eat for Old and Wash right now.
Quite literally, I feel like they took the idea of a steakhouse, which sometimes you can just eat as much as you want, and that they are certainly doing right now. And I feel like with a 10k gold, deficit for the side of Fatman, and you're looking at these items. I mean, again, looking at the bot side, we've only got Arrow on like 2 items, while we've got Selfish here probably about to complete their 4th item,
Gold lead check.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
gold lead. Look, it's just.
And don't forget 3k for Soltex as well too is something to.
This is also true.
Well, Seraphine's got a lead. Fuck, he's doing alright.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the royalties from being a singer. Maybe that's like finally landed in that paycheck. I mean, but again, I guess you kind of start seeing Baron could be potentially more of a Baron talk here, as You Can Dream's going to be lining up in that taunt. And I mean, You Can Dream's been playing this game relatively exceptionally well, I will say, against King at the moment. I was thinking, for that top side matchup, laning phase definitely wasn't a little bit in his favor, but he's kind of showing himself up here, and Baron's going to be now finally started.
Reasons finally gets an upgraded item. Was the 4th member on his team to get one, which doesn't make too much sense. But maybe now he can make a bit more difference.
Yeah, certainly can, but the Forge Guard is going to get used up here. Popple is going to be landing onto nothing. Soltex now leading the fray, which will be getting double charmed up here, as now the cleanse is not available for the side of Selfish. Selfish getting nuked up by Reasons, but not enough damage. Soltex claims 1 target. We get the knockup from King. Will he be able to get the kill? No, he won't, but instead Reason does with the snipe, as now we've only got 3 members now alive. It was 3, but dropping to 2. And Selfish going to get taken down there. And yeah, I mean, sure, we're claiming another shutdown, but Baron's being taken here. Uh-oh. Reasons. Needing to be careful. You might just have to let it go, buddy.
Might need to. A few reasons to run away from that one. And it was actually quite sad. I just watched Yatsume just walk into the Cyclone, get knocked up, and then Soltex decided he wanted that monkey to be his. Hit him on the head, insta-died before he got any damage out.
Well, I mean, quite literally. And I mean, you know, sure, I mean, Golden didn't really get to land any targets there, but when you're that far ahead in the side of Olden Wash, you know, you're not having to necessarily land some of those key ultis that you may be wanting to land there.
Ult for Aura.
Yeah. But look, I mean, Baron's going to get taken. We've still got, it could potentially be an Elder Flip. You never know.
That is true. That is true.
You never know. Elder Flip has been pretty common to destroy almost any team that's ever gold leaded ahead, depending on how you look to ego it. But I mean,
and Jarvan, you know, he can close a distance, all right. Got a couple abilities that make that possible.
I mean, he can. I mean, they did do that in Hercules as well. You know, Hercules closed the distance. He started from being not so strong kind of guy, comes back to being a god. And I mean, right now, Olden Wash is just absolutely decimating this mid tower at this point of time. Bot's going to get slow pushed here, and they kind of don't have much to honestly respond. They just kind of... Steakhouse is just having to kind of respect it. They just have to watch everything kind of go, and now Cold 4 God's going to get used up here, but the root does land onto Yatsu, and he's going to get absolutely locked down. Cyclone used as well. Selfish does claim that last shot here. Soltex still pushing on out here. Reason does not land the fear. We've got the Pop Blast on the side with the Rocket Bell, which is going to be claiming onto 2 targets. 4-man on-call is going to be also here. We've got Arrow currently space gliding, trying to keep his team alive here. Spiraling Despair is going to get used up onto Dreams. Dreams taunts it away from his team. Knock up coming in from King. This fight is still going. Arrow's also shooting away. 2 items doesn't seem to be all he needs, but now Zinzal's back up to half HP to full as he claims his target there. We've got literally people dying left, right, and center. Soltex is there. Ace in the hole into King. They're trying to keep this game alive, Steakhouse, and they might have just bought themselves a couple of extra seconds here.
Great shutdown onto Harry D and Soltex. Harry D almost making the entire difference there with the Crescent Guard engage. Yeah, low health bars all around. It was dicey up until the last point. Yatsume went back in. Cataclysm is not up though. The call of the Force God is though.
Keep it going. You take the reign. Target.
You've been on fire right now, but yeah, Caitlin's gonna be running away. It's gonna not run away in the end though. Does finally realize that she can probably not take all of this by herself. Got a big wallet, but is that big enough?
Caitlin's got Ocean Drake. That's enough, right? That's all my ADC needs to try and look for a 1v5 angle.
I mean, maybe Hextech Drake could be a bit better, but there's a control ward in that bush.
That is true. But
And
I mean,
the Flag and Drag does go through, but disengage Cone to save.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of like knocks it away. He goes, haha, you can dream to kill me, but you're gonna have to keep dreaming that. But I mean, they're still walking up. They're actually giving it away. They're gonna take the blue away. They're just having to let it go. Okay.
Yatsume had smite up. Maybe didn't feel like it was worth it.
I mean, I guess not. I mean, you know, you've got Elder up now, and they're trying to get, you know, wave control. And I think Dragon's been started already for the side of Olden Wash. I don't think Steakhouse are yet realizing this.
Oh yeah, that's the dead dragon.
It's down. They're not expecting it. The root does land from the side of Golden. King's going to be the flash taunted target. But he's trying to back on the way here to Spiraling Despair onto Harry. Soltex looking for the charge here. Precise arrow lands to nothing, but the encore will land onto 2. We've got the fight split up here. Harry's trying to lead the charge with the Crescent Guard now being used up here. Gone on the side, Ace in the hole, claims with the Yatsu. Elder's just now nuking up the entire team of Steakhouse as Olden Wash are most likely going to be ending this game. And this might be the first win for the series at the moment.
It could be indeed. We got 4 members of Olden Wash marching down. They got that Elder buff on them, and they are going to continue to destroy the steakhouse the Fat Man reside in. One turret left, and that is just an open nexus now. It is practically over. They might not take out King James Mike. He's a big goat god, but they'll take out the nexus instead. Or no, they might get him. Yeah, there we go.
They're getting it.
Never
They're
mind.
getting it.
They wanted it too much in the end. And that is going to be an old and washed victory for the first game.
What a game that was. And I mean, you know, they put, I mean, for the side of, you know, Steakhouse, you know, they maybe played the first, I'd say maybe the first, like, I think the first 10 minutes of it, you know, things were somewhat relatively easy, you know, and I mean that more in the terms of they had potential chances to keep things in their favor, but I mean, I'm sorry, but this Xin Zhao pick, actually,
It
honestly,
kind of popped off.
it popped off very strongly, and I was not expecting that for it to have popped off as hard as it did. And Selfish as well, and the Caitlyn, honestly, spacing himself very well in the fights. I mean, poor Arrow, I mean, he was just not in the game, you know, like the poor man didn't even get to finish 3 items. That
was an unfortunate one
Oh.
for Aerodynamic.
It is. But I mean, all right, sure. You're down by 1. You know, it's 1-0. Sure. First game didn't seem to go in the favor of, except for Fat Man. But what do you think coming into game 2? Do you think they should maybe try and neaten up to try and get a win for the belt instead?
I mean, they're going to feel a bit lost potentially. They've just gone up against what is not a normal draft whatsoever. So they'll be thinking to themselves, well, we used meta champs, had a normal back to front composition and got destroyed. So what is the answer? Do they have to try something that's also just, you know, out of the rule book, or do they run it back and play what they think should be the winning combination?
I mean, I feel if you're gonna draft a comp that will have like an Ash Seraphine, I want to start seeing more picks being, you know, made. You know, like didn't really get to see much of that crystallized arrow. You know, that didn't really do much that
True.
game.
We didn't
So
have to call it out.
no, not really. I mean, you know, it was used, and then it was more used as a defensive mechanism than it was to use as a form of an engage. But I mean, look, I feel like coming in for the side for second game, I really want to maybe start seeing potentially supports, maybe mirror matching, maybe the junglers potentially. I mean, because sure, Nico was able to do it, but that's because Nico gets to be that champion. You know, I think if you're matching up with the Seraphine, with the Jarvan, yeah, you know, they can work together, but we weren't really able to see them actually link together, unlike the Wukong and the Nico pick that we actually witnessed from Old and Wash. So maybe if they neaten things up in the terms of linking together a little bit more as a team, so then when they had some of those fights that were, you know, relatively close, it could maybe give them a little bit of extra pocket. I don't know. These are the things that I guess Steakhouse is gonna have to look at, you know.
They are, and maybe put Baki on a different champ instead of an enchanter. But
Yeah,
try something a
that
bit of
could work.
engage. Because you know, he still did an alright game. Didn't really go down to his lane opponent. Obviously, support isn't really the place for you funnel gold to, but still stayed pretty relevant throughout the game.
Yeah,
So
no, I
maybe
mean,
if he gets his hands on something that he can make more of a difference on, could be quite good.
yeah, I mean that could certainly be it. I mean, I think, you know, Baki landed a couple of clean ultimates there, but it was just his team just weren't unfortunately in a stage to be able to really work with it. You know, I mean, Jarvan, we literally watched Jarvan EQ 5 times and he was just dead.
Yep.
like Yatsune literally goes, "Hi, I'm here," but he's gone. Like that's it. Jarvan was no longer relevant in that game. But I mean, we're seeing most of your common junglers already, you know, I guess you could say out of the game. So I guess I'm wondering, what are they going to draft this time for jungle?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
Reasons is looking scary as well too. I think Old and Wash, they should be looking to ban a couple of those control mages mid lane, because you know he's still got the Victor, Oriana and Syndra, any of those could be quite lethal if he gets his hands on them.
I mean, this is true. I mean, I think Syndra would have been, relatively not a bad pick, and I think they were the ones that looked at banning Rise, if I wasn't mistaken. So,
Yeah, that was a
you
last
know,
round band. Right.
yeah, it was a last round ban, but if I'm seeing almost, say 4 close targets, Rise could have maybe have been a pick that they could have pocketed instead of the Hui potentially. But look, we're already gone. That game's gone and done. Bans seem to be a little bit similar. I mean, we're already noticing the Poppy is going away. Victor's also being responded again
Yep.
by the side of Alden Wash. But we're seeing a Bard this rotation, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Bard was. Bard was. Bard was actually on first rotation. They had done Ezreal, Bard, and I think it was I know it was an engage, probably like a Naught.
Yeah, I think it
But
was Nautilus. Yeah.
yeah, do Alden Wash, I guess, leave Karma up? Do you ban it and then do you pick it? This is something you could do instead. Karma's a very comfortable blind support champ. Still don't know how it works necessarily with much of the airy nerf and that, and Moonstone as well. But I mean, I'm sure Karma just as a whole is just still relatively strong. Anyways,
Do see it a lot.
we do. And yeah,
That's the ban. Yeah.
looks like they're gonna ban it instead.
Still does leave all of Golden Features engaged supports open. Still got the Leona, Thresh, Alistair, even the Braum. You pick any of those.
Yeah. I mean, it is true. And I mean, Barky can also respond with, Barky still is able to, pop off with, let's say, he still has Rakan available. Even himself plays a little bit of Alistair there on the matchup. But, I mean, now we're going to see a Varus being first picked here. That is interesting. I guess I've never really come a day where I see a Varus being first picked, but we're seeing a Jinx hover. So do you decide to go pair up a Jinx with a Lulu, or is that what they may be looking to do here instead? Could be. There we are. I was gonna say I'd be very scared if they did. Respectfully, I was gonna say we've got better combos here.
There's the Oriana for reasons. Again, just another mage mid lane that can do a ton of damage. So looking for a repeat of last game into the Ari for Harry D. No, it's a bit more of a normal mid lane champ.
It is. I feel like I'm watching an SKT1 draft on the side of Alden Wash right now. We're seeing Varus being picked up. We've got Ari Vi. I mean, look, Ari and Vi work very well together. And I mean, the Nocturne Ori, I'm interesting to see how this plays out because we didn't overly get to see too much of the mid and jungle synergy. So I guess we're looking to potentially see maybe a little bit of a difference. Instead of it maybe being Barky to be the potential jungle hover for that jungler, it could instead be, I guess, reasons on that. Although Kai'Sa, I wouldn't be against the Kai'Sa pick, but we're seeing a Yasuo being picked up instead.
So they're gonna do the abnormal draft this time. Is just gonna switch it around. All right. And is it a top lane or ADC? Yes.
I would be very scared if I ever saw a Yasuo support. Respectfully, I think
well, you should
I would be
see what I see
petrified.
in silver and bronze. I got destroyed by Lee Sin ADC about 1.5 hours ago.
Oh no! I mean, I'm kind of the one to play what is known as a Sylas support. So I'm not going to say I play normal supports here, but again, I still wouldn't want to see a Yasuo. I wouldn't do that to anyone.
I think I've actually had a Yasuo Sylas lane before. I'm like 99% sure I've seen that exact combination.
I pray it wasn't me smurfing in the low queue. I pray. I doubt it.
I don't, probably not.
But
that's more bans against Golden Features. They know he's dangerous, and they do take away both the Alistair and the Rakan on that. Give him a lot of respect. This Sirac is going to get banned again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just really whatever matters. They just do not want Soraka. Rel banned against Baki as well too.
I mean, Soraka's pretty decent in terms of sustainability, you know. Like a lot of the champions on the side of Steakhouse can kind of nuke, and I'll be honest, you know, the last hope ultimate, or I think it's final wish, whatever it's kind of called, literally when you get below like what 50%, it just does more healing. It's just exceptional there. I'm interesting to see though what they kind of pick up here for a support matchup. If they're going to go for the Yasuo. I mean, because Renata. Interesting. I don't see Renata that often,
And
but I like Renata.
I like
I
Renata
love
too.
playing her. I love playing her. Just rarely see her.
And Renata Nocturne. I feel like that's not a normal combination to see too much.
No,
Or
it's
maybe when it's all
I'd
dark and then you don't see the Renata ult, maybe? Oh yeah, true. That makes
yeah,
sense
I
actually
mean
now I think
that could be
about it.
what they're looking at, right? Like you're looking at for
Yeah.
the paranoia, to, you know, block off the
I
map
mean,
and
yeah, true.
the
Paranoia and then
hostile
Shockwave
takeover.
and
Yeah.
then hostile takeover, true. Tom
I
Kench
mean,
for Overwatch and Mordekaiser. So we're getting Tom Kench support, probably.
yeah,
Morde-
yeah, yeah. Looks like it. Still got time, but
Cool. You know, I remember earlier before we started, and I was just talking to you, Catsby. You mentioned that oh, it should be easy to figure out what everyone's going to play because it should be pretty on meta, and I feel like we're not getting that so far.
is
I
this
think you
is
lied to
this
me
true? I
because I
did.
said, oh my bad, I haven't done too much research today because I've been super busy. And you know what? It probably wouldn't have mattered if I did any research anyway, because yeah, this is what we're getting. So I still
Yeah.
don't know. Like it's got to be Yasuo ADC, right? It's got to be. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I agree with you there. Like, I agree
Okay.
with you there. Like, I feel like it
And
most likely. Yeah.
what's your knowledge on the ADC Yasuo versus Varus matchup? Um,
Um, I don't know how a Yasuo and Renata work with each other. I'll be honest. I feel like Thomas Kench can kind of control the Yasuo aspect. But look, if I was to look at Yasuo into the Varus matchup, I feel like how almost any particular ADC dream is, it's an absolute complete nightmare. Yasuo is just, you just win wall almost
yeah,
everything, and if you play around it exceptionally well, you know, Varus ain't going to be able to do too much. But I think the Thomas Kench though is going to be pretty nice though to balance it out in the terms of not, I won't say for them having to worry about the win wall, but still to try and get an even poke out. I've also just not experienced a lot of a Renata Yasuo bot side. Like as much as
mm,
I've played Renata, I can't say that I've played with a Yasuo ADC much in my time of League of Legends. Maybe Lee Sin. I have done that before. I have witnessed a Lee Sin.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
I think the Tom Kench was definitely a response to the Yasuo. I reckon Overwatch knew that was going ADC when it was picked because it does feel like it will help Varus a lot in that regards. And we got the
Yeah, no.
Gangplank top versus Mordekaiser. Probably a lot of fighting going
Yeah.
on again. Gonna be going at each other.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm wondering. I mean, we're picking Gangplank into a Mord. I thought, I mean, I could be wrong because I mean, look, I've already caused how much curse with these draft picks that we've had. You know, I did tell you, like, you know, you brought it up earlier, and I was going, yeah. You know, we should get some pretty normal comps. But then I'm noticing a Gangplank
Mm,
being picked up, but I feel Gangplank doesn't do that well into Mord, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, of course. Like I could be wrong, but I feel like there could have been maybe some other top lane picks that we could have used to maybe solidify for the side of Steakhouse to maybe give a combination of everything. But I mean, I don't know. Who honestly knows, you know? I'm sure they maybe have tried this out potentially and maybe it works with them. I'm excited to see. I'm just shocked that GP was the pick.
I feel like Mord's got enough abilities that are long enough a range to work around the barrels for the most part and farm around them.
Well, that's it, right? And
Yeah,
one kind of like grip in,
yeah.
Gangplank can go out and yeah, I'm going to choose to parlay Q you, but you just get pulled in, like. But
Hmm.
I mean, who knows? Like, I'm sure maybe they've like kind of played it around enough, and yeah, I guess they'll
Well,
just
we
kind of
got
like
a we
see what
got a
happens.
we got a good point from chat. Can Gangplank, when he eats his orange, does it cancel the Mordekaiser ult?
Um,
I don't know.
I believe they got rid of it. I actually don't know if it's still a thing. I know, like, this is ages ago because this goes to show you how much I pay attention topside. I know when like Mordekaiser was first a thing when they had the ult interaction. Yeah, you could, but I feel like they got rid of it. I feel like that's no longer a thing now. And I think it's been gone for a little bit. But I mean, look, we're gonna be watching the game in soon because I'm sure they're loading in very shortly. So I guess we'll see if that is still around or if it's maybe not around.
Yeah, quick Google search says it isn't, unfortunately. But
Ah, damn.
are they aware of that? Maybe they think it still is. So and they also
I
aren't
mean,
aren't 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 aware.
could be. I mean, look, I only learnt I think last week that so obviously Twisted Fate, you have your card, capability.
Hmm.
I still thought you were able to count it. So the way that obviously the old mechanic worked is obviously it goes blue, red, yellow, but that's how the rotation worked for the entire game. I only learnt quite recently that it's completely RNG whether you top deck it or not. So I thought I was really cool when I top decked a yellow card 5 times in the terms of I thought I was card counting. I was deeply wrong.
Yep.
Turned out I was, I guess, still lucky because I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
RNG in 5 yellow cards in a row is pretty big. But yeah, I found out that was not a mechanic. That was any more a thing. But okay.
That's right. You'd probably get kicked from the lobby for card counting anyway. Yeah.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
shocked. Twisted Fate support. Trust me. Don't knock it till you try it.
Fair enough.
I
I've
say
never
that.
played Twisted Fate at all, so I
All
wouldn't know
right.
what it feels like anywhere.
Ah,
Maybe I'll
think of
have
like
to pull it
playing.
out one day.
I honestly, I feel like I feel sorry for my teammates with some of these supports that I'll pick and put in. I'll do my job though, like so I'll
Yeah.
100% do
That's
my
that's the
job, but
that's
I
the
still feel
main
sorry
part
for them,
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they don't know that. They just see this person randomly locking in this champion. They're like, "What the hell? Get him out!" like, I think when they watch me play some of these picks, they are literally mortified. Um, but look, enough about me and talking about solo queue drafting and my
It can't be
days.
that bad.
Um,
I mean, we're getting solo queue drafting anyway, so it's relevant at least.
Wait, maybe relevant. I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know if I can call it relevant, but I like the intent. I like the idea. Um, looking at two comps, who are we favoring a little bit more? In the terms of this lineup.
I really like Fatman Steakhouse combination of everything.
Yeah.
It's juicy to be honest, just with everything and how well it goes together. I think there is just so much potential for a lot of ultimates to be stacked on top of each other and cause a lot of damage. And it's really going to be on Old and Watch to, they've got a lot of individual CC with Kench, going under and up again, the Vi ultimate and
Mhm.
Q, the Ari charm, and the Mordekaiser ultimate. Yeah, if they can separate Batman Steakhouse and keep them from just, comboing them, then they've got a good chance, but I think it will be onto them to actually make that spacing happen effectively.
Yeah, and look, I mean, look again. I guess I will look at it from a drafting perspective. I am kind of leaning on the same side as you, where I do favor a little bit more of the Steakhouse. They do have a lot of snatch and grab, utility there. You got the paranoia ults. You got the shockwave that just a Nocturne Oriana combo is always deadly, no matter what stage of a potential game that it can be in. But then I'm also just kind of interesting to see, what kind of happens with this top side for the GP Maud matchup. I still feel like the Maud matchup, it's a little bit more favored there. And I mean, you can dream kind of doing, he's been doing a little bit of decent amount of work in regards to King here, but maybe King's playing a little bit, maybe more of a comfort pick. Maybe that's where they're getting him off the tank. Maybe that's what they could be doing. But look, we're already noticing a little bit of a tradings battling for the side of mid side going on at the moment. They're really trying to get whatever they can do for the level 2 early push. But look, I feel like it's still anybody's game,
It sure is.
Ooh.
Damage onto You Can Dream. Yeah, that's a big barrel damage early on.
I was going to say, that actually did a decent amount of damage there early on. I was very shocked by that. And we're watching Arrow. Gonna be... I'm keen to see what Arrow does with this Yasuo. I am excited to see. Maybe we can get that shockwave combo from Reason to maybe really pull up a highlight reel. I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely highlight reel potential.
It could be very much a highlight reel potential. But I mean, you've also got Soltex and Harry D, which, I mean, look, last game, they were pretty monstrous together, I'll honestly say. They worked very well together. And I mean, the Cease Battery and then with the Spirit Rush, again, just two ultimates that work very well together to also snatch and grab a target. Nice charm, though, onto Reason, which allowed the Electrocute proc to work there.
Looks like Fatmans Steakhouse there. Bot lane's pushed in early.
Yeah,
range, long windmill cooldown. Gonna be a bit oppressive.
I mean, it will, and that's what you would.
It's hard to walk up into the Tom Kench as well too.
Well, that's what I was gonna. That's what I think, right? It's like
it's
one of those things where it's fine. We're gonna be able to see Yatsun just clearing his Gromp there. So I mean, you know what? Maybe it was intentional. But I mean, I was just going to say, I mean, if I was to see my bot lane, I would expect them to have a potential early level arrangement here. But I mean, look, Aaron's going to be coming up with the wind wall here. Does have his Q available, but just going to dash away. Won't keep the trade-off going there. But we did just kind of witness a phantom barrel from the side of King there, landing it onto Yukan. I don't know if Yukan Dream got the shield off in time. I think he actually got the damage before he shielded. Might be able to knock up onto the virus, though, which is going to be landing up here. Guardian is going to get used up with a heal. Selfish has to be kind of careful at the moment. Backing it off away here. Very good use of the wind wall there, just to keep the trading going. But beautiful stun from Golden into the piercing arrow from Selfish, just to say trade off the poke there. But I mean, again, bot lane's already used up the heal. It looks like Harry D went for a early recall TP for the side of mid. That has also happened. Oh, and so is Reasons. Mid lane's got no TP.
Get a bit of pressure and then match the pressure.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this is definitely going to be the aspect of when we get to level 6. I'm sure we're going to then see proper madness coming in. I'm sure that'll be. But I'm interested to... I wonder how the teams set themselves up, though, for potentially the early dragon, because I believe it's Mountain Drake. That's going to be our first drag for this game, I think. If I'm remembering the icons.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
I mean, so far, Fatmans Steakhouse haven't actually got a Drake this match, so they'll want to change it for this game. Not wanting to repeat of last time, that's for sure.
It's true. But I mean, already the CSing difference for the side of bot is just quite a bit. I mean, it is expected.
Yeah.
But
Golden Peaches is just zoning them away. Very little issue.
It is. Throws his tongue out, and I mean, Bucky though won't be getting knocked up here. But I mean, Arrow trying to get a little bit of poke on that backside back. Does land the knock up. Dragon has now also spawned, so I think they're aware that Soltex is top side. And then, of course, Yatsuna's on the bot side here, but now we've got Baki dropping up to half HP. Exhaust's going to get used up onto both ADCs. Arrow has to now flash away. Gets stunned up here. Yatsun coming in from the sidelines. Yeah, they don't think they realize he's here at the moment as Baki's going to get absolutely pierced and shot from afar. Knock-up lands on to Selfish. But Selfish is kind of walking away almost scot-free here. Never mind, goes back in onto the Nocturne. Gangplank Ultimate's going to get used up here. Slows things down a little bit here. Vi charging up, but will not be able to save onto Selfish. Selfish is going to get taken down. Yatsu going to get the reinforcement from Reasons. And that is going to be the end of that skirmish fight there.
Ends in a 1v1. I mean, ends in a 1-for-1. It was definitely not a 1v1. Yeah. Selfish almost managing to walk away there. Didn't quite in the end. Yeah, so we did have to commit that flash to get the final auto attack off and secure it.
Yeah, they certainly did. I mean, this is just now going to open up it's just going to now open up Dragon, you know?
Yep,
Like,
Soltex gets his 5th Drake of the game. Well, 6th if you count the Elder Drake. Elder Dragon.
Yeah, still a Dragon. I think it has Dragon in the name. I'm going to have to count it.
Got a quick pause on that.
Now we've got a
We might be
pause.
having a quick issue. We're just going to cut away back to the draft screen. Yeah, until we get back into that one.
That we have, and that we have.
So,
And I mean, look.
Probably.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that kill for kill favors Fatmans or Old and Washed? So, Nocturne got the kill, and it was Varus dying, but Varus got the kill well onto the Renata. Who
I mean,
benefits
if
more?
there's, I feel it's I'm a little bit maybe more favored in the terms of, I don't know. It's difficult. Like, if I'm the Nocturne, yeah, you know what? I'd like it in the terms of Steakhouse. I feel like maybe feeding the little bit of extra gold there does help out quite a bit, but it kind of does also push back potentially at level 6. So that's like the part where I'm wondering, how much will it kind of deny? But I don't think it really is at the moment, as they're gonna see Soltex to the bot side here. Reasons though going to be using Shockwave onto Harry D. Still keeping the fight available. Spirit Rush not being used at the moment. Charm does go wide. Won't be landing. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think for Steakhouse, it's still fine that they are training for the 1-for-1. Yes, Dragon is gone, but you are getting gold onto your, I would say primarily your bigger carry that you're going to want to try and spike up as soon as in this game. Because the quicker they get the Hex Plate, the more often their ultimate's going to be back up here, and that's quite literally their thing. It's how many times can we combo? Rather, for Selfish, he just kind of gets denied by a wind wall, right? Like, at this point of the game. And speaking of engagements, we're going to be seeing the Yatsune going to put up with the ultimate here. And, I mean, Selfish just has a kill there, but I mean, it's not really doing too much here. Perfect route from Baki at the moment here. Is now going to turn their sights onto Golden. Golden's trying to back up away here. Deceit Battery is going to be used up as well. Onto Arrow, we do have the bailout. Can they use it? No, they can't. And the fight is just being turned around as now Selfish gets level 6 here. And now Reasons has arrived. Gangplank Ultimate's going to get used up here. Q's going to be firing on through. Going to only read a little bit longer here. Spirit Rush no longer available there. We do have the Q from Soltex. Reasons might be able to escape here. Flashes are still available for the side of Harry D. Will they be going for it? I don't know. Maybe it might happen. We got the Chilling Smite. There's the Charm Flash available. There's now Reasons finally going to be taken down. And now we've got Olden Plush. From what was looking like a fight not in their favor, they just got turned it around.
Yeah, turned it around so quick. That's a pretty good U-turn if I've ever seen one. Cut across all the lanes, and yeah, took it in the end. 3 for 0, just a bit of a drawn-out extended skirmish, resulting in Varus 3 kills now at 8 minutes. I was going to say before Yatsume ulted in that I agreed with you. It was important to get that first kill into him, because a Nocturne behind really does just become a light switch, and that is not what Fatmans Steakhouse need. They need to keep the lights on. Well, no, that analogy makes no sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no. I understood what you're trying to pick up and what you're trying to put down. It was the intent. It's what it is what gets them to start to fire like that light away. But yeah, I mean, it's just I don't think Arrow was able to get anywhere in that fight really. onto Selfish just to, because I mean, what Selfish was just living by the grit of his teeth, you know, and now that
And the Tom
might change
Kench
up
damage
now.
mitigation as well too, just too much. I mean, you saw how much damage Golden Peaches took, and then just got it all back from the Grey Health, shielded up, and walked away.
Quite literally, yeah. They split their targeting, you know, they went for one target and they went for another, and they're going to be going for the Harry D special here, and that's going to be an exceptional double wombo combo there, which is what we're wanting to see showing for the side of Steakhouse. That's what we want. That's how we want to start. Doesn't get dragged under tower here. We do. He won't be using the last breath.
Handshake, a little bit of a, you know, not got too much range on the pull, but at least you get to control where it goes.
This is true. Very much can, but I mean, now we're going to be in the last breath here. Hostile Takeover is going to find onto one target here, but I mean, Selfish is just going to be turning it around here. The Yasuo has to flash E away. Baki's going to be the next target. One more auto will seal the deal, and the fate has now been sealed there. As, yeah, this Tom Kench pick is going to be doing a lot for the bot side.
Absolutely crazy play from Golden Features. Devoured his ADC out of the Yasuo ult. No damage onto Selfish from that. Spat him back out again and cleaned up. Yeah, super clean, super snazzy. It was definitely the right response to the Yasuo pick. Makes even more sense now that we see how that one works.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
perfect timing as well too.
I mean, it literally was, you know, it was just that perfect time of where they won't be able to get too much from the hostile takeover from Renata. And yeah, literally last breath did no damage. Like the Yasuo did nothing.
Yeah.
It was just fully mitigated, so no, it works very well there. But I'm still... Look, I'm still interested to see what will happen. Because, I mean, oh my days. I'm not too sure what happened with Reasons there, but I mean, he's going to get the cease and desist onto that aspect. Fury Rush going to get used up to dodge the Shockwave. Reasons going to get taken down instead. I feel like Reasons just had a moment of standing in the middle of the lane and don't know what that was.
Yep. Yasume going to go into the Aryan response, Flea connects, and that is, yep, at least another dead mid laner to help out Fatmans Steakhouse. But again, this is looking like it's going to be the second Drake going over to Oldham Watch. Soltex has his way in the jungle and make it 7 straight.
7 Drakes. Surely there'll be one that'll come through. Surely something has to come. Surely eventually. We've got a 3-in-1 Nocturne. We should hopefully start seeing something showing very soon.
Yeah, got the Hex Plate.
He certainly does. But I mean, look, bots are just doing a little bit of poking here. But I mean, at the moment, I feel like this. I don't know about this Yasuo pick at the moment. It's making it a little bit futile, I'll say. Feels like it's not too much at the moment here, but a nice chain going to be landing from the Baki there. Pulls it in, but still not in turret range.
Oriana is rotating down by the looks of things, as Aerodynamic is, you know, got the wind wall up, trying to get a bit of damage out. And Oriana's gonna choose to not make the play any further. Control ward is in the river bush, so they'd know anyway.
I mean, they will know, but I mean, Reasons might need to be careful how he gets himself back up if he tries to go back to mid.
I mean, what's the point anyway? Because Golden Features has the Devourer up and might have to use it as the ultimate comes out from the gangplank. Does end up, yep, just escapes with his ADC. Just again. Cease and desist onto Reasons, gets the Renata ultimate to disengage, and Spirit Rush comes in, Charm connects, Ari takes out Reasons. They're gonna keep going. Charge Q from Soltex, up a little bit on somewhere.
And that was that. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, we spent our time staying there and we still didn't get a pick. I mean, the Tom Kench is just devouring through, and it's doing, honestly, the gods work for Selfish at the moment.
It is. I mean, that entire little skirmish, I was waiting to say, oh, and Selfish goes down, but I knew I couldn't because I could see the little icon with a tongue sticking out of the mouth on Golden Peach's profile, and I was just waiting for it to happen.
I mean, look, it has, and I don't know, for the more gold that's being taken away, and I mean, the more that Reasons is falling behind here, makes it more difficult Steakhouse to try and keep a foothold in this game. Like, you know, the jungle gold difference isn't surprisingly really that much here at the moment, and that barrel combo did quite a bit of damage
Top lane
there.
gold difference is substantial though. 1.5k.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to the arts of GP, you're right. Every time
The pirate, after all.
he is a pirate, he's plundering those minions and he's getting that bonus gold. You know, it's clearly doing quite a bit there. But yeah, you know, we still got time, you know. I mean, you know, Steakhouse still have time to try and maybe keep it in their favor to try and turn a win here. I mean, speaking of something going on at the moment, they are trying to grab something on now. We've got Soltex currently going the court out. Cannon Barrage going to get used up. Devour grab over the wall. It's just going to say bye-bye. Like, Golden just goes hi and goodbye. And I think his skin is really fitting the name for himself. Because that's the Fortune Tom Kench, I think. It's something along those lines that it's called. I think Golden Features works really well for that.
Yeah. He's putting on a great Tom Kench performance.
And that it is. And I mean, we're going to ult there just to grab some minions there. I mean, look, it's honestly what Reasons needs at this point. He just needs to try and farm up a little bit more. And maybe when he gets the first item, they might get something more there when they try and go for the ultimate combo. But I mean, Dragon's up in 50 seconds, which is going to be Mountain Drake this time around.
Yes.
It's just, do Steakhouse still have a footing for this dragon? This is what we need to know.
Yeah,
Will
Sume,
they get
he's there as a jungler. Like, you know, he's got his 3 kills. He's on CS parity at least. You know, he'll want it, but it's whether or not his bot lane can give him any sort of priority or help on it. Gangplank teleport is up as well too. Could see him joining the fray to help out if needed. Does look like he's rotating down right now though.
Yeah. I mean, they very much are here, but a triple takeover is going to be exceptionally well here from that shockwave. But I mean, Arrow's still turning it around, which is going to be exceptional there. I'm sorry, that was just an immediate snatch and grab, and that's what we're wanting to see. But that's what Steakhouse needs to do, and they're going to get their first dragon. The curse is over.
Finally. You know what they say, you cannot take away 8 dragons from Fatmans Steakhouse. They do finally get their trophy for the efforts, and that's another good combination from them. We're starting to see it. That Nocturne, he's feeling good. Yatsume's 5-1-1. Just got Stridebreaker on that last back. 2 items in. Super dangerous light switch.
I mean, that's what we're needing, and I mean, he definitely you know, from the side of Olden Wash, you know, their skeleton, like as per their portrait, has the lights on, and I'll say for Yatsume, he just kind of walked in and switched it off for that arrangement there, and Reasons positioned himself very well to ensure that he's still in that relative range to be able to get that shockwave, and it just, yeah, I mean, what's better than snagging 2 targets, snagging 3, and I mean, Golden wasn't able to even pop off the ultimate Devour to keep any of his members alive, because it was just done in an instant.
That is a good point, is that, you know, the Devour can only take 1, so can't save the whole team. That barrage, or barrage, I don't know what it's called exactly, from King James Mike is, yeah.
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it's Yeah, the Cannon Barrage pretty good here. We get another ultimate combo here for the double shockwave into the last breath here. The fight is still going on in there. Charm's going to land onto Arrow, but the hostile is still keeping him alive here. Bailout is no longer bailing out anymore here. We've got Yatsume claiming on target here. Reason's now on a double kill here. GP has a ride. Barrel combo lands onto Harry. Spirit Rush still available. One more charge is all that's there. But, I mean, again, it's just another Steakhouse clean sweep, really, at the moment. I don't mean to be, you know, against the Arrow special on the Yasuo, but I'm sorry. I'll take 3 for that one and still deem it as a clean sweep.
Probably a clean sweep for his current damage output, but, you know, it's looking, dare I say, good for them right now. They have, yeah, they're up a kill. They have got back to even gold, and let's see, some of them might even be ahead. And yeah, the Gangplank is up 2,000 gold. Yatsume is up 2,000 gold. Reasons is hanging on. Unfortunately, Aerodynamic is down 3,000, well, 2,500 gold. But that's okay. We don't worry about the bot lane right now for Fatmans Steakhouse because it's all top jungle and somewhat mid. That's all they need to keep going.
Sometimes you need all these pieces, right, to make the perfect, beautiful, medium rare steak. That's how I see it. So it's like you've got the Nocturne, which is like think of the steak. It's like the crispy around the piece, right? You've got then you know, you got Reasons, which he just gets to fit as like with the GP, you know, say for King, like fits as that little the juiciness part, like it makes the thickness of it. And then I guess you just got Arrow there that just I guess a little bit of that sauce piece. I don't know, but either way, they're working it through. Don't know what that analogy was, but I mean, Golden Feature is currently going to be maybe taken here, but an exceptional fear into the grab from Buck is going to be denying on that, as now we did see Rift Herald being summoned up, and we're going to get another play here on it at the moment, as now Selfish is going to be alone. We did have Bailout, but they're not going to be using it to commit for that kill.
It's alright, lots of pressure put out to that Varus. Probably going to result in them getting most of this tower here. And back to your more important analogy, Catsbee. So you missed the key part, right? You missed the garlic prawn sauce, all right? And you want to know where the source is for this composition? In their hearts. That's where the source is. And,
I didn't even get to include Bucky in. Maybe Bucky's the prawn. Maybe Bucky's the prawn.
Maybe he's the prawn.
The sauce. Maybe
Something.
it is.
Yeah. But where's the garlic? If we have to split up the sauce, and it all falls apart then. That's okay. Currently, though, falling apart for Old and Washed. That skeleton is rattling. It's shivering his timbers in
the bones are rattled.
King James Mike's way. Unfortunately.
They're looking for another grab here. They are waiting for whoever shows. As now Yukon Dream's going to be using the Death Realm onto Bucky at the moment. This poor Renata going to be alone in this Death Realm. But there's still time available as they'll be now coming on out here, which is now coming on through. Beautiful shockwave into the last breath, going to get used up here. But I mean, this Ari is going to be free at the moment, and it's just turning into their favor now, as now Yatsune is having to flash on the way here. Spirit Rush into the triple kill onto Harry D, as they are now charging their way onto Reason. Will it happen? Not at the moment. No, it won't. But I mean, this Ari just absolutely decimated that fight to turn
perhaps
it
a triple kill.
Favor.
Oh. I was about to say that was a great ultimate from the Renata, but it just turned out to not matter. Didn't do much at all. And Gangplank's out split pushing top lane. I mean, the Cannon Barrage did some damage, but maybe if he was there, it would have gone their way. But in the end, Old and Washed, they turn it around for themselves. They visited the osteo for something? Bone doctor? Osteopathy?
I couldn't tell you. I say that as I work in medical, but I just don't. I'm not at work, so I'm not going to think about medical terms. You know, I ain't going to be about that. I don't.
Yeah. We're back to it anyway.
We certainly are here, as Reason's going to be the snatch and grab on the cease and desist charge here. Ultimate's going to be used up to keep things shrouded here, as now we've got the double ultimate there onto the last breath here. We've got the shutdown currently being taken. GP barrels on through, and somehow, from what was the pulling on the trigger from the side of Olden Wash, they didn't actually get to grab Reasons there. He still survived.
That's because nobody takes 8 Drakes from Fatmans Steakhouse, but they do take the inner mid turret, and they're going to try to take the inhibitor turret as well too, as they do have a entire Baron push, which they're going to use on the buildings at least. We got a TP coming out from the Gangplank, and the Nocturne are both behind. That's 4 members of Olden Wash that are in the wrong base right now.
Yeah, this tempoing is a little bit weird from the side of Steakhouse at the moment. I mean, you know, Arrow just kind of like went in, I think, a little bit too preemptively to work with that TP from the backside here. I mean, King is still around, trying to do, like, I guess, stop the minion wave from pushing. But we've got You Can Dream currently TPing at the moment, but I mean, that inhibitor's not going to be alive any much longer.
Gangplank's here.
Yeah, I mean, they do know he's around. And it looks like they're seeing that he is in that bush here. Nice combo there, going to be lining up here, but into the shockwave. A beautiful eat from Golden, though, is going to keep Selfish alive for a little bit longer here. Can they keep the fight going? Barrel's going to be denied here. Golden's taken down. Selfish tries to claim onto Reasons, does not able to grab that pick there.
He
We've
lives.
got Harry D TP in the back, though. Hold on the moment. We still got Spirit Rush available here. Cute comes on through, but the bailout is not going to be keeping Reasons alive any much more longer, as now the Charming comes in on across this Harry. It is the Harry show right now at the moment, keeping his team alive in this potential fray. Soltek's going to be queuing on up, does land it onto Arrow, and now we've got the fight going in still. Hostile Takeover going to be claiming to 2 into the last breath. Barky claims kill for himself here. We've got You Can Dream killing, I believe, Arrow in the death realm there. And just another Steakhouse unfortunate commit there.
I think it's still you know, was it a 2 for 2 though? I swear Golden Features died a while ago though. I think it is a 2 for 2 in the end.
Yeah, Golden Feature was the first target here, but I mean, we're killing a, well, you know, we're killing a Yasuo and another Orianna moment, and I mean that TP from flank from Harry really set the pace on keeping. I mean, to be fair, there's no real main objective here, but I think it I'm trying to think of the word. It dampened the potential wound that could have been if Steakhouse were to really keep that charge going if Harry wasn't there. But
True.
yeah,
They do end up with an inhibitor as well, but not much more of a push now. That Baron might as well be, you know, non-existent at least.
yeah, the OBL Baron pool play is now going to be finishing.
True. OBL Baron power play. Gonna start practicing that one in the mirror later tonight.
Gonna have to. It has to start going. And red buff though, gonna be juking the Q from the side of Yatsume, but you're gonna know that he's claiming his red up at the moment. But we still got time, you know, we still got 2 minutes for Dragon. It's still like another 2 minutes onto Baron, so it's one of those things where like, do you choose to sack the Dragon to go for that Baron play, or do you do vice versa? Because I mean, it's only going to put both teams onto Soul Point. But I don't know. I think wave control is going to need to start coming from the side of Steakhouse. I think they're going to need to really set the pace for their minions if they want to try and look for any of these objectives. But
their lanes besides top are looking pretty bad right now. 6 towers to 2. I mean, at least it means there is a lot of gold still on the map for Fatmans Steakhouse if they can find a way to get it. We've got a TP coming up from the Orianna into the river. Potentially looking for an engage onto Soltex. Is just going to chew away.
Yeah, it's going to like they're looking for something, but still feel like it's a little bit too soon here. But they might pull the trigger very soon. But I think they're going to have to know that the bot lane's arriving here. But I didn't actually respect that, as now Soltex is going to be the target found up here at the moment. They're going to be backing away here. The wall will be blocking the chain of Corrupt there. We do also have King with the TP. So the Gangplank has arrived here, doing a bit of damage though onto Selfish right now. It's now Piercing Arrow going to be landing on through. Another barrel combo coming across, not landing onto any target. Yeah, no, Soltex kind of just got grabbed and decimated there, and I don't know if it's going to be another fight at the moment.
He's down
Might
for
have to give up to
20.
Dragon.
Dragon's on 16. I think that is probably going to be Dragon over to Fatmans Steakhouse.
Very much are, but this mid-wave contesting is still, I mean, still very much there. I mean, they kind of have to, because still going to be able to push it in. But, I mean, you know, Vi's only now just respawning. Dragon's now finally starting.
Nocturne does have a GA as well, too, so, you know, it can be a bit confident.
But look at his ultimate. But look at his ultimate. His ultimate's up very soon.
It is up, yeah, pretty much. Looks like Old and Wash might try to force Baron. Potentially.
That's their desperation play, right? It's like you've had to give away the Dragon. You're going to be able to group up together first with the Baron. And, I mean, they're still seeing members of the side of Steakhouse. Cannon Barrage might do quite a bit, though, to slow
3 of them are on
things
half
down a
health.
little bit. This is true, but, I mean, Reasons, though, is still very late for this actual grab at the moment. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the steal here. It's still blind. And, yeah, they're not going to be able to even contest the Baron.
Not sure entirely why they didn't rate themselves to go in there. Shockwave was up. Nocturne ult was up. Smites were up.
Well, I don't know if it was maybe a form of miscommunication. Because, I mean, you know, we still had Reason pushing down bot when I feel like, you know, you would have to respect the fact that
true.
Baron is up and they can take it. But, because, you know, they already had members resetting. And, you know, we're noticing the Yasuo. We're noticing, you know, the Renata as well, like coming in on time for a potential, you know, Baron gank angle, you know what I mean? Like engaged, I should say. But there was no reason. No one. He was literally not there. And I feel like he's kind of like he's gonna be the butter to you know, Yatsune's like bread if they really want to.
He's got the Rabadons now as well too, so it does a lot of damage. It's you know, not like early in the game where Reason was behind a lot. Those balls hurt.
Those bowls hurt. Such wisdom, such words.
Yeah. Still down 2k gold, but you know,
yeah.
31 minutes.
Yeah, but Reason's kind of a little bit too much more than he can choose. The Cease battery is going to be used up at the moment. Hostile takeover does create a very good form of pathing for Reasons not to die there, but Reasons also had to flash out. Golden Features did very well there, going in for the little bit of a snatch grab there, which they're going to be doing up here at the moment. They're going to claim up to a couple here. The beautiful charm. GA is going to get used up here. Arrow, though, claims one target. We're in the Death Realm area now at the moment. You can Dream is now finally dying. We've got Arrow still alive. Charm landing from Harry D at the moment, as this creates a 2-for-1 discrepancy, still in the favor of the side of Steakhouse. But, I mean, those cannon minions, look at them. There's 3, and they're charging on through. Sorry, now 2.
Yeah, the barrel's doing a bit of damage, but rough communication there for Old and Watch. You saw Golden Features engage in on the top side of Fatmans Steakhouse, leaving, you know, the part that was in front of the tower with no support. And look, you can see the Devour's still up. Didn't even get the chance to use it on anybody to, you know, take out some damage or save one of his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, it very much came to the play of playing with You Can Dream, but even then, I mean, it didn't really, get too much in that aspect. Probably could have been more of a maybe play back, you know, support, you know, Selfish from maybe Arrow there, so then maybe, you know, Selfish didn't have to die, especially because, you know, Yatsume was ulting on top of there. But, I mean, look, it's still... We're still in that stage where it kind of is anyone's game. I mean, mid inhibitor is now no longer down, so mid lane's just not going to be naturally pushing in that aspect anymore. We're a minute away from a dragon in the terms of maybe soul point for Mountain Drake for Steakhouse, which would be very good for them if they do get to secure it.
Yep. And we can see the Gangplank Spirit bought Serpent's Fang, so you know, we'll be feeling pretty good taking out that Tom Kench, as well as into the Mordekaiser's shield also.
I mean, yeah, it's just a little bit of about time for that to finally come through. But I mean, there are more pressing items to come through before you hit off with the Serpent's Fang. But it is good that it's now grabbed because, I mean, you know, you've got Locket available. And yeah, you are correct. Like the Maud shield, the Tom Kent shield, it just works very well together in regards to...
The Varus has got
to
Jack
deny.
shows, so trying to survive a bit longer.
I mean, he has Seeker's Arms Guard, and the Seeking is now Seeking onto 2 targets at the moment here, as now they are just going to get absolutely blown up. Chain of Corruption's used up, but we did notice the Mikhail's Blessing used onto Arrow to, yeah, just kind of get him to walk away for free, but, yeah, that was just an immediate release on that trigger.
What can Soltex do? It's a soul point. Well, it is just soul if he doesn't get this one.
I mean, it very much is Soul here, but I mean, Harity is trying
Too
to go
late.
for anything at the moment here. Yeah, the Q comes in from Soltex, but he's going to be literally left alone here, as now he's gone, and yeah, Winwall is going to deny any form of extra poke to come there, but...
There's that
yeah,
Yasuo value.
That's my Yasuo right there. But I
That's
mean, Yasuo's
our
got a couple
Yasuo.
more items.
That's
He's got a
true, he
couple
does.
items now,
He
though.
does have
He
3
is-
items now.
He's getting a little bit tiny online, you know?
He's still waiting for that 10 death spike. And just hang on in there.
This is where Renata, maybe this is what Renata was for, was to deny the 10 deaths power spike because you bail out. So it's like a GA at any given point of the game. Maybe that's why. 'Cause, I mean, it's saved, I think, potentially 3 deaths so far from Arrow. So, but I mean, I don't know if it might save this one. I mean, Q comes across, won't be landing, and yep, that's it. It was kind of just like a walk away.
Yeah, well, yeah, Mountain Soul for the side of Fatmans Steakhouse. Just that bit harder to kill. The Gangplank is so dangerous. 5-0 and 10. King James Mike having a phenomenal game. He's got 5 items and a ton of health.
A lot of health.
More CS than anybody else as well too. He's hitting that 10 CS per minute, no problem. 360 at 36 minutes.
I mean, he very much is, and I mean, you know, he's got the Zhonya's, but imagine
Up
potentially around the corner
6,000
very
gold. That's crazy. 6,000 gold. My goodness.
soon. I mean, look, the man's
But
won with many items.
Mid lane turret still up. Probably not for long. Yep, I wanted to say that just in time and I got it off.
You did get it on, and I mean, you were talking about it earlier. You know that the turrets were still up, still a lot of gold value for the side of Steakhouse to claim, and I mean that is allowing now a 2k lead here because I think they'll be able to claim shutdown on one of those ones. I think that was more on the bot side aspect, and you know now mid's gone, and they might be able to pull the trigger on maybe starting the Baron here if that's what they're looking for, which it
They
might
are.
be. This
Third Baron of the
could
game.
still- It will be the 3rd Baron of the game, but still a very scary aspect here at the moment. It's got the barrel combo landing up into You Can Dream.
Baron
Baron being
just
reset.
short.
Yep. It's honestly a little bit of a game of just kind of like cat and mouse, you know,
Yeah.
in for this Baron. But look at them. Look at them grouping topside, though. I don't think they know this yet.
They're just gonna, yep, they're gonna try to take that inhibitor for sure. They want that top
This
lane
is-
push.
This is a very nice play here, but now it's going to be the aspect of trying to escape here. Soltex has his Q available here at the moment. I mean, Reasons is out, very far alone. He also hostile takeover. Shockwave's going to land into no targets. That is a very
Clean escape.
interesting...
If they end
I
up
don't-
actually walking away.
I mean, I don't know if I would say clean. I mean, I feel like Reason was very far up when his team was very far back. But look, at the end of the day, he has survived. Flash is going to get used up here, and Soltex will also not have Flash available, so they're kind of on the same Flash timer. But look, at the moment, we've got a little bit of skirmishing happening. Yeah, we'll be continuing. That could have gone very dangerous. That's my whole point. That could have been really dangerous where Reasons was standing there if the side of Old and Wash were a little bit just more coordinated with that chain of corruption, I'll honestly say.
And Olden, oh, sorry. Yeah, Olden Wash going to start the Baron again. They're looking for their 3rd Baron this game. If they can get this. Everyone's in the area, though.
They are. Everyone is in the area here, but they're able to claim. Olden Wash will be able to claim that Baron play at the moment as the Yukon Dream did Death Realm Yutsune. But I mean, at the moment, I think the tides are turning in his favor at the moment as we got a play to have it on the bottom side here as that Shockwave claimed after 2 targets. But they're turning it around at the moment as now Arrow's trying to see if he can get the bailout value, but he will not be able to as Baki's going to be the next target here. Reasons is falling, and this is not what you're wanting for the side of Steakhouse, as you are gonna be absolutely demolished in this fight as Olden Wash are looking to most likely end the game.
That went so wrong for them. And yeah, that is, it's gonna be rough. That is, they got a wave this Yatsume. And
Yatsume.
that's a Nocturne trying to clean a lot of waves, and yeah, he's just gonna go down. That's game over.
That's certainly going to be game over. We've already seen the GGs in the chat, and Olden Wash are going to be claiming a very strong 2-0 decisive victory on their side and keeping themselves still on that 100% win streak for the series going forward.
Yep, they just turn it around. Soltex never got a kill that game, by the way. Just 06 and 14. Doesn't matter. He got 3 Barons though, and that's all they need. They said that they didn't want to worry about Drakes anymore after taking a 7 Drake lead, and they instead switched to just taking Barons, which has, you know, that's worked okay for them, evidently. Turns out if you take 3 Barons in a game of League of Legends, you're probably likely gonna win.
I mean, this is true, but I mean, there's so... I don't know, there was so much that I'm looking at Steakhouse, and, you know, they had the script written up a lot with their draft, and surprisingly, you know, GP was able to do a little bit more than what I was potentially expecting for some of those fights until some of the other fights just kind of couldn't get the grab. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, though, that was a very shocking sudden turnover, I'll honestly say. I wasn't expecting it just to end then and there from that Baron. I felt like, you know, kind of back away, let them take it, and then try and regroup. Because, I mean, but no, it looks like tried to pull the trigger and a bit too much more than what they can kind of chew there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We got close there to having a potential game through, but it is what it is. I mean, you know, 40-minute game. Still a solid series. I mean, this game, yeah, this was a really good game. Super good.
They were. It was still a very entertaining game, and I mean, we got to see a lot of those wombo combos certainly in this second game lineup than compared to the first. And look, honestly, I still, though, you know, respect to both. I'll still say for the side of Steakhouse, you know, I find if they clean up some of their I guess you could say positioning, I feel like they're going to be a lot stronger in the terms of a team to be having to worry about. Sure, you know, they've lost their first game, but still got plenty of other matches left.
Yeah, and they, you know, both these teams were 2-0 in a Swiss, so it's not like any of them are out of it yet. They're still both in really good positions to have a good Swiss run and potentially make playoffs. So not over. It's just a bit more difficult now for Olden Wash to get there, but I'm sure they will. They're a great team. I mean, for Fatmans Steakhouse, sorry, great team.
I was gonna say Olden Wash.
Yeah, no, they're good to go.
I was gonna say they're good. They've got claimed their 3rd victory in the Switch stage, and you know, now it's putting the pressure onto the Steakhouse team. But I mean, look, Steakhouse can, again, it's just one of those clean things up a little bit, and I'm sure things will flourish a lot more for their comp there. But I guess, do we have anything else extra to add on? Is there anything else to say, or?
No,
Kinda.
yeah, that looks like it's it for that one.
Is there? We going to try and hijack any other games? Is there any other games available? Or
that's what I'm looking at right now. Now,
Yeah,
it does look like Coven Syndicate versus Control Alt Defeat. you know, they look like they're all in game right now.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can I get into this? I reckon they're in game 3 because
Oh.
their players are creating a custom game right now.
Oh. See
Um,
if we can get us in. If
yeah,
of course we want to.
I'm down if you're down.
I'm down. I've still got plenty of
Yeah, well, you're
talking
true.
to.
You're in Perth. It's not even late for you. So what
I
are
was gonna say it's only
what are
7
you worried
o'clock.
about? Yeah.
I was gonna say I got tomorrow off as well. It's
Oh hell
so
yeah!
I can't. Yeah, can't
I'm
complain.
looking forward to next week where I get the long weekend.
Yes, I was gonna say we get it the week beforehand before everywhere else decides to get it. Again, just another thing to say that we are extremely different.
Yeah.
WA is. We're our own place at this point. Jeez.
All right. Well, I've just messaged a couple of their players, so either they will let me in the lobby, or I'm just gonna view their game.
Fair
Um,
enough.
oh no, never mind. They finished. Or-
They did.
Yeah, looks like Urban Syndicate have taken that one 2-0. So yeah, Coven Syndicate moving on to the 2-1 bracket. That does mean that Control or Defeat are going to go down to the 1-2 bracket. Anybody else? Doesn't look like it. I think that might be it then, unfortunately. Might have to call it there for that one.
That is a shame. That is a shame. But I mean, look, we've still got more action-packed games that'll just happen
yeah.
around next weekend. So
Yep. No. We'll be here same time next week. And yeah, see every one of you guys again. So I hope everyone has a great week. As always, enjoy your work, whatever it is, or uni or anything else, and yeah, get better at League.
get better. Catch you
Yeah.
guys next week. Have a good one.
Yeah.